Hello everybody and
Where are they
welcome
hunting out there?
back to another
Beyond the embrace.
Horizon Zero Dawn
Can't be
video
just
with
one
me.
machine.
This is a continuation obviously from the 3 videos I've done previously. This is probably going to be the last sort of video I do looking at the start of the game, the beginning, the introduction, the tutorial. Just saving the game obviously at this point for some reason. Going to be talking to Rost.
Aloy, you're here.
I've got my Tripcaster, I've got my fire arrows.
You have the fire arrows?
I do. Those explosions and shouts beyond the embrace. Is that the trouble you were talking about?
You will know soon enough. Until then, we wait for dark.
Wait for dark?
We wait for dark. So again, get the conversation wheel.
I don't understand. Those explosions are outside the embrace. What can we do from in here?
The lesson will be taught in due time, Aloy. Until then, we wait.
I saw Karst and got that Tripcaster I was talking about.
I hate to think what that outlawed trader charged for a weapon of that make.
It wasn't cheap, but the caster is worth it.
Not really, because it's only a green one.
You'll know it's
I'm
worth
sorry,
soon
I'm being
enough.
a bit of a snob now as I'm watching this back and recording this now.
Look, Rost.
But yeah, so
I thought
excited
it
about
through,
getting a
And I'm not going to
Tripcaster
shun you after the Prooving,
at the
okay?
start of the game, and it's
I'm
a heap of
just-
garbage.
I won't do it.
It's only got one
I'm not about to
modification
pretend
slot
that you
on.
never raised me.
Aloy, the law
I've
forbids
spent many
all
hours
contact.
grinding in
It
game
does,
to try and
and I
improve
don't
my
care.
weapons. And I'm
I know
nearly
what
at
doing
the
is for you,
point where I've
Rost,
got
but all
shadow
tribal law has
quality
ever done
throughout
for
the
me
whole
is take things away,
range.
and that's not going to happen again.
Aloy, I must obey the law.
And so you will.
Why must he obey
I
the
knew you'd
law?
say
He's an
that,
outcast.
So this is what we'll do.
I'm
I'll
so
come to you in
confused.
secret. No one will
Outcasts
see me, so I won't get
are
in
outcasts
trouble.
because they broke the
And I know
law,
you
and
won't
yet
talk
he's
to me
trying to
because
obey the
it's
law,
against
but
the
he's an
law, but I'll
outcast,
talk to
and he's
you.
an outcast for
It'll
life.
be my crime, not yours.
So he's
You'll
never
just
ever going to be
listen,
welcomed back.
And that's how we'll handle this.
Oh, it's so confusing.
You've put a lot of thought into this.
I know. So you can stop worrying. It's handled.
Yes. So it is.
Still a while to go before dark. I guess I'll get some rest.
Good idea. There'll be no time for sleep tonight.
Okay, so she's going to have a snoozy snooze. And I do that, I'm guessing, at the bonfire. Yeah, and I was wondering why I've got this sort of OCD to find every bonfire in the game and unlock it and save at it. And I'm thinking it's because it's a Dark Souls thing. If you've played the Dark Souls games, you're driven. You want to find that bonfire, and like the bonfire, that's your save point. That's your security, and I've got that same sort of mentality going in this game. Every time I see a bonfire icon on the map, I'm like, I've got to go there. I've got to get to it.
Opening a gate for an outcast?
Some who are shunned reaped honor before disgrace.
So much for tribal law.
I spoke to no one, and now we must both keep silent, for we are outside of the embrace. These are the true wilds, Aloy, with threats unlike any you have ever faced.
Okay, so
That carcass. What sort of beast was that?
The tribe calls it a sawtooth, and it's something new. Something angry.
sawtooth.
Since they first started appearing 10 years ago, they have killed many braves.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got sawtooths, which are the mechanical version of a saber-toothed tiger from what I've established playing the game. And initially they start out as quite a fearsome creature and give you quite a headache, but you soon level up and progress beyond it where it's a minor inconvenience whenever you come across one. There are far greater challenges awaiting you in this game, as I've
Follow
come
the
to
path.
realise
It's
in the
not
last
far.
few hours as I've been
That
playing
cavern. What
it.
happened to it?
A machine.
Thunderjaws,
that's what.
the
What sort
T-Rexes,
of machine
yeah,
does
they're
that?
not fun to fight
The sort of machine
at all.
you're hunting now.
Especially on your own.
Oh,
And
see.
also these bird-like creatures called glitterhawks or glimmerhawks, something like that. They're an absolute pain in the arse. Normally you get attacked by several of them, and they have this habit of like hovering in the air, throwing like frost attacks at you, and then they sort of dive bomb you. And they move quite quickly, so trying to target them with the required type of
I'll watch
arrow
your carcass.
to
I'll
attack
harvest the
them
parts.
is so difficult.
Watch your surroundings.
There's these gigantic bird monster things in the game which people always talk about. I don't necessarily find them a problem, because generally speaking they attack you singly. There's like one of them that attacks you, and you know, you can deal with that. But when you're getting ganged up on by several types of machine, even though the machines themselves might not be, you know, that badass, the numbers game definitely gives you problems. Especially, like I say, because I find aiming with the bow and arrows, you've got draw and everything like that. Trying to fire quickly on specific points on the creatures with specific types of ammo, very, very challenging in the heat of battle. Not got used to that yet. And again, with it being like a bird, a flying creature, traps and stuff on the ground, no effect. Trying to hit them with a sling,
Let's make this quick.
throw bombs at them, is a nightmare. I much
won't be
sooner
much farther
fight
now.
ground-based creatures all
Why
day
are we
long.
the only ones out here tonight? Why can't the tribe's braves hunt this machine?
They did. The kills we've passed are theirs. And tomorrow, they will hunt again.
They won't need to. This machine will be my kill.
Or your death, if you're not careful.
Ooh. So yeah, looting, picking up lots of different things as I go. You've come across lots of dead machines in the wild that you can scavenge for metal shards and stuff. I really should stop picking up twigs because you just get so much of that in the game. I'm at a point where I must have about 3,000 of them on me in my inventory. And I can't find anybody to sell them to. None of the merchants want to buy them.
Wrecked.
And I'm not really using that many now in my crafting.
How many were there?
I didn't bring you here to answer questions,
But I'm
Aloy.
definitely running up against the
I brought you
100
here to
slot
deal with
inventory
that.
limit. And that's beginning to be a bit of a headache for me in the game after many, many hours of playing. I'm finding myself always in that sort of 80 to 100 region. And there's still a few things I need to acquire and craft.
It's huge.
Yes.
How do you defeat it?
That will be for you to decide. This hunt is yours to make, Aloy. Yours alone. No matter what happens, I will not intervene. Do you understand? You are on your own.
So he's throwing her in at the deep
I should
end.
stay out of sight. I can use the tall grass to approach. Okay, let's see. Where can I place my traps?
So she talks to herself, which gives you hints on what you're supposed to be doing in the game at this point. Obviously, you're supposed to be laying down traps. Which are going to be a bit helpful in combat, although there are only shock traps at this point in the game. So I need to figure out, excuse me, how to place them. That seems pretty easy. Aim at one point, aim at another one. And of course, at the start of the game, you have to be quite careful how you set your traps and stuff, because you don't have a perk that enables you to pick them up and recover them. So once you've put them down, consider them placed. You know, it's it's quite a long way into the game and into the skill trees before you get a perk that enables you to pick up things like bombs and traps, so... So I'm waiting now for the creature to come back. It's obviously on its little journey. I'm going to go and try and get its attention, because obviously I want it to run through the traps when it comes and get shocked. And obviously, early stages of the game, I'm obsessed with picking up every bit of freaking twig I can find. Nope, I've whistled it. It's coming. Is it coming? Yeah, got its attention. It's got an exclamation mark on it.
It saw me.
Get trapped, kid. It blew up.
I should scan it. That reveals.
I've already scanned it. Kill it. Hit it. Hit it with your spear. Don't do a lot of damage in the early stages. Yes! Took it down. Aced it, nailed it, can't be stopped. There we go. And she's salvaging it.
Why did I bring you here?
Not to answer questions.
Aloy.
Survival requires perfection. It was a test to hone my skills against a dangerous new machine.
No. Follow.
Follow.
These are Nora hunting lands. They must be protected. If you hadn't destroyed the Sawtooth, how many Braves might it have killed or injured tomorrow? The lesson lives within the question, Aloy. For years, you've trained to win the Prooving, but only for yourself. As a Brave, it will be your duty to fight for your tribe.
My tribe? You said I wouldn't need them.
But I never said the tribe wouldn't need you. The strength to stand alone, Aloy, is the strength to make a stand. To serve a purpose greater than yourself. That is the lesson you must learn. And remember it. After the Prooving. And after I'm gone. We're finished here. Follow.
So basically, that whole lesson was about teaching her that when she goes through the Prooving and wins it and becomes a
Time has
Brave,
passed. This will be your last day in the
she's
Embrace
going to be
as an outcast.
responsible for protecting
Use the time to
people.
set your
Something
mind on
she's
the
never done
challenges
before,
before you.
because obviously she's an outcast.
When it is time for you to go to Mother's Heart, I'll be waiting for you along the way.
I understand the final lesson, Rost.
Do you?
But if I'm going to stand for something, it'll have to be something I believe in.
Then I hope you find it, Aloy. I hope you do.
I'll see you at Mother's Heart, then.
You will.
So again, he's off now to wait for me at my next destination. And I am going to do some, I suppose, exploring of my own. I'm not quite ready to go to the Prooving just yet. I want to gather up some more resources. I want to level up some items, do some crafting. Obviously save at the campfire, because it's mentality drilled into you by playing Dark Souls or Bloodborne for many, many hours. So yeah, I really am enjoying this game, and it's taken me, I've spent a lot of hours at this point now playing it. And story-wise, I'm still, I would say, first third of the story. I've uncovered quite a lot of the map just through exploration, going around, gathering up items and trying to find resources that I need to craft up and, you know, do my pouch upgrades and carry upgrades and get the necessary materials I need to trade with merchants to get the weapons that I want and the upgrades that I need. So yeah, I'm enjoying the game immensely. Side quests, I'm having a lot of fun with those. Quite like some of the quests I've done so far. A few other little things like bandit camps. I love that mechanic, going in and, you know, taking out a load of bandits. I've done one quest where I did one camp where I had like an AI companion assisting me, and then I've done another one purely solo, and there's another one on the map that I'm gonna go and tackle, because it pretty much, the entire right hand side of the map is like the Nora region, and I've pretty much done everything in that region. I've found all the collectibles, the metal flowers, the vessels, the vantage points, the what else is there? There's vessels, vantage points, metal flowers, the Bannock figures. I've found those. Pretty much been to every area in the Nora region. I've just moved over into the next area where things are starting to get a little bit more advanced. But I'm also on the map working my way south in that area, because there's a couple of the tall necks which I'm trying to unlock, because obviously
And
it
one of
removes the
these.
fog of war covering the map when you go and override one of those. And there's also a cauldron in the south area that I want to go and run through, because that's going to give me the ability to hack and override more of the machines that I'm running up against. I must admit, from a story point of view, I've not felt really compelled to really nail the story missions one after another and really, you know, follow that pathway. Some people
That
might not
wasn't
be
a
too
warning.
invested in the main storyline, like myself, but there's enough on the side and enough outside of the story to give you many hours of play and gaming, which is what I'm finding. Oh, it's so funny now watching this early footage back as I'm recording this, because I'm at a stage now where my character, I've hit I'm level 28 now in the game, and things like striders, I mean, there, you know, I hit it with an arrow and it sort of turns and looks at me and it's like weighing me up. Whereas obviously now in game, if I take a shot at a strider, it's smashed into millions of
Oh boy.
pieces. You know. Oh, here comes a watcher. Got in. I love it, and I must admit, I love the archery combat. You don't need guns at all. This is so cool. You can find like guns or heavy weapons, as they're called in game. Either you strip them off machines, because that's a thing. Machines start, as you get into the game, the machines start to have defenses and ways to attack you. They come with cannons and missile launchers and all sorts of crazy contraptions that you have to be aware of, and you almost have to commit to fighting first before you actually take on the creature as a whole. But I must admit, it is really funny watching Aloy walking around with a Thunder Jaws disc launcher. That's probably one of the biggest, most outrageous weapons in the game. And she could barely carry it. She's like hobbling along with it. But I found one. I got one off my first, when I killed my first Thunderjaw. And then I went off to this big city. And I literally walked around the whole city carrying this disc launcher. And I kept, every time, and the annoying thing is, every time you have a conversation with an NPC, she drops it. So you have to pick it up again. And there was one bit where I went to a side quest. An NPC gives out a side quest. And when I got near him, the cutscene conversation started. And I heard the disc launcher get dropped. And I was like, okay. And then when obviously the cutscene finished and cut back, it landed like right in amongst like 3 NPCs. And I was having real difficulty trying to pick it back up again. Because everywhere I seemed to go, the prompt, the triangle button you use to pick up weapons and items in the game,
please,
is also the same button for starting conversations and greeting people. So I was trying to pick up my disc launcher, and
no
all
one else will
the
help
game
me.
kept doing was like trying to get me into a conversation with people. I was starting to get like really freaked out. I was like, no, I'm going to lose my disc launcher.
I'm desperate for help.
I'll pick it back up
Whatever
again.
the consequences.
What's the problem then? Trouble with your leg?
Forget about me. It's my daughter, Arana.
That's weird.
She's in
I
danger.
walk around with that.
She went after a scrapper near Mother's cradle.
It's only got
I
like
fear for her
10
life.
shots, 10
I can't
rounds of
even
ammo, and then
stand
it's
up,
done.
let alone go after her. Will you help me find her?
You said Arana went to Mother's cradle?
Yes, southeast of here. I forbid her from going, but ever since her mother died, she's become impossible. Damn it, look at me. A widower, now a cripple. Father that can't find his daughter. Please, help me set things right.
Why would your daughter hunt a scrapper on her own?
It's my fault. I went after it first, and it tore up my leg. I barely got away, and I left a spear impaled in the machine. That spear was made by Adina, my mate, who died last year. It means everything to Arana. She went after the scrapper to get it back.
I'll do what I can to help your daughter.
Make sure she's all right.
Excuse me, I've got a real bad chest
I'm begging you.
today. I'm coughing quite a bit. So, his daughter has gone off to try and retrieve his dead wife's spear. And has got ourselves into trouble with a new machine called a scrapper. So far, we've been exposed to Watchers, Striders, the Sawtooth, and now the Scrapper. And Scrappers are, I'm guessing, like hyenas.
I'm ready.
They're like
Gotta be.
scavengers. They tend to harvest dead machines. They pretty much wander around looking for the dead machines and harvest all the resources off of them. Again, they're not too difficult to fight and beat. Initially, at the start of the game, you don't have a lot of tools and a lot of options, but as the game goes on, they're also one of the first creatures you're able to override and take control of. Again, for me playing the game at the moment, the hours I've put in, I've only unlocked the ability, I think, yeah, I can override them. But it's only for a short period of time. I don't have the indefinite override, and I don't have the perk that enables you to summon creatures that you've overridden. So there's a couple of creatures that I've used as
That must be
for like
Alana.
mount.
Sounds like she's in trouble.
I'm stuck up here.
I love the one of the things I have noticed, and one of the things I do like about the game
I'm
is
surrounded.
the parkour and climbing aspect of the game. Originally, when I started playing it, I thought it was
I
going to
need
be
help.
very Assassin's
Get down.
Creed like,
He noticed.
but what I've noticed is that it's a lot,
Get rid of them, please.
it's a lot easier, a lot simpler than Assassin's Creed. Pretty much when you're gonna climb, like
Yeah,
climbing
teach
a
'em a
cliff
lesson.
face or something like that. In Assassin's Creed, you have to press the button, you have to climb, and then press a button to climb, and press a button to climb, and
Finish them off.
you know, and you have to jump to the next ledge. You have to press buttons to do that. Whereas in this game, once you jump to the first ledge, you can just pretty much you just hold up on the controller, and she'll climb all the way, and she'll do the jumps that she needs to do. And it's like, as I was going across
Take
that
those watchers down.
Good for an
like
old remedy.
that like log bridge thing there. In most games you'd have to jump to each one, whereas in this game, again, you just push in the direction and off she goes. She'll jump on each one and get across. It takes a lot of the
Thanks for saving
fiddling
me
and
from those
faffing
machines.
out of the game. I would like to see more games approach that when it comes to like the platforming elements of games.
Can I talk to you for a
I
minute?
don't think there's been any point in all the hours I've spent playing this now where I've become frustrated because I haven't been able to make a jump or I've
Thank
fallen
you.
off something.
I thought
It
those
just
watchers
doesn't
were going to
happen.
tear me apart.
Your father sent me after you. It's time to go home.
I figured. But I can't go back until I get my mother's spear from that scrapper.
It's a stick. We can get you another stick.
Your father is worried sick about you.
He gets worried if I go 10 steps to relieve myself in the bushes.
He doesn't want to
Well,
lose
the bushes
you,
aren't
Alana.
very friendly. There's
I
lots
know.
of bad things out
But I
there.
do wish he wouldn't yell at me so much.
Could be worse.
How did you
could
wind
be
up in
living
that
with
tree?
Rost
I tracked the scrapper to Mother's
and
cradle.
his
Caught a
follow.
glimpse of it too, but then a watcher saw me and called his pack.
Really follow.
By all, Mother, I'm just not a good enough hunter to get that spear back, am I?
Strange relationship he
That
and
spear must
Aloy
mean a
have.
lot to you.
My mother made it not long before she died.
Living in that cabin
Can't believe
in
my
isolation.
father lost it.
He didn't mean to.
I hate to think
Scrappers
what's
are
gone on in
dangerous.
her life.
I know. I just can't stand the idea that it might be gone forever.
Young girl
I'll
alone
look
with an
for your
old
spear.
man.
You will? Oh, thank you.
Go find your father. His leg gave out while he was searching for you, just south of Mother's Heart.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll go to him right away. Thanks again.
No. What was that? Oh no. I must admit, some of the character animations and some of the voice acting in this game is a little bit wonky. It's a little bit comical at
It's
times.
heavy. World's going white.
I'm not sure if they did the whole, facial mocap stuff and actor performances. Sometimes when characters are talking, just their faces do some strange things. Their expressions do some strange things. I'm not talking LA Noire, but, it gets a bit weird at times. So yeah, the focus enables you to track things and track people. This is a cool little, again, mechanic being explained to you at this point in the game. Basically gives you a path to follow, like a hologram. Again, such a rip-off of Detective Vision. Batman Arkham Asylum has a lot to answer for. So many games now use a
Aloy's
variation
trail
on
ends
that
here.
detective vision mechanic.
Must be where she saw the scrapper. If I follow its tracks, I should be able to find that spear.
There's the creature. There, so now I've got to follow the tracks of the creature. The machine. Okay. The scrapper. Now at this point in the story, when I was playing it, obviously I'm getting a little bit anxious. I'm like, oh, this new creature. It's going to be difficult.
cradle.
It's going to be a challenge. And then a couple of hours later, you're farming them. You know, there's an area in the bottom left-hand corner of the map in the Nora region. There's like a campfire. It's the area in the tutorial where Rost got little Aloy to throw the rock so we could kill the Watcher when she's hunting the Striders, and he's teaching her how to hunt. That same area, if you go back to that area, there's basically a couple of Striders that spawn in that area, and there's a couple of like loot drops, like areas where you can get some pretty decent gear. Not, well, modifications, like good quality modifications. I picked up a couple of purple tier like weapon and armor mods from there, and you basically, and then it's a short run back to the campfire, quick save, and run back. Every time you go to the quick save, the campfire, everything respawns. So you just spend about an hour running backwards and forwards there, farming the scrappers and the loot drops.
I'll bet it crossed the river.
You're good to go.
Better check the other side.
Pretty much. Must admit, I do like finding purple weapon modifications. I want to be at a stage where all my weapons and that have a full slots. Obviously, I want to get to, when you get to shadow level weapons, you get 3 modifications on each slots on each item. So to be able to put a purple tier modification in each slot would be great. And again, I don't know how many weapons I can now carry, because I've maxed out my weapon pouch. So is it 20 weapons I can carry? I don't know. But I'm thinking I may actually buy some duplicates. You know, say for example I've got the Shadow Hunter bow. I might buy another one of those, or another 2, and gear them out if I've got the modification for specific things, rather than trying to split the, you know, the stats, you know, amongst all 3 slots. You know, have one hunter bow purely, all 3 slots I've got a damage modification in it, another one that does, like, I don't know, fire damage, and another one that does,
let's get on with it.
I don't know, freeze, is it free? No, it's not free. Is it? It's freezing, isn't it, on the hunter bow? It's freezing and shock. So yeah, have one that for shock, 3 tiers that boost electrical damage, the one that does like freeze damage. And basically do that and have a weapon that's just max stat for each thing. It will make fighting, if you know what you're going to go big fighting coming up against, then obviously equip the right weapons and you'll have a much easier time. Much easier time. I'm at the stage currently in game where I find myself switching weapons sometimes mid-combat, because I don't quite have the stats I need. Or I don't have the weapons I particularly need at this point. I start one strategy and then I have to switch mid-fight to another strategy. to down certain types of machines. And I'm hoping to get away from that. I'm also finding I'm doing a lot of switching mid-combat at the minute because I'm trying to complete a few of the weapon tutorials that I've had in my quest log for quite a while now, and it's like, I really need to... I want the XP, basically. It's free XP. Every time you buy a weapon, you get like a little... a quest in your quest log. It's under the tutorial section, where you basically have to do like a small task with that weapon. But it's a bit annoying, the game, because you can only complete those tutorials when you have that set as your active quest. So you've got to remember to do that. I've spent lots of time so far killing creatures, machines, and then I realise, oh, I didn't set the tutorial as my active quest, or, you know, I come across a situation as I'm going to something else, and I try to, I think to myself, oh, this gives me the perfect chance to tick off that thing, and I forget to go and set the tutorial as the quest. So unfortunately it's taken me a while to get through some of the tutorials.
Save these for the trail.
And some of them, I think, I'm not sure if some of them are bugged. There's one which, and there's a couple which I'm not sure how to do. Like, there's one very low level when you get the, I think, the sling. The first time you get, when you first get the sling weapon, it wants you to kill multiple enemies with one blast bomb. Well, I've not found it anywhere yet, unless you can do it against humans, which I've not tried. I don't find any machines particularly get close enough where you can take out multiples of them in one go. They all tend to, as soon as you start throwing bombs, everything tends to split. So yeah, I've not unlocked that. I've not completed that one, and that's like a level 8 tutorial, I think it is. But I've obviously knocked off quite a few of the higher level ones now, so I'm kind of working backwards. There's a couple that I can't do yet until I find newer, more higher tier machines. But yeah, I'm having lots of fun with this game. Really am. Definitely recommend it to people. Go out, if you're a PlayStation owner, definitely go out and buy it. If you're an Xbox owner, shame on you. Go buy a PlayStation and then buy this, you know. It's about time you learn to play proper games. You know, sell your Xbox, get a PlayStation, get this. You know. There's really no reason to own an Xbox in this day and age. Especially as, like, you know, all the Call of Duties and Battlefields, which used to be the reason everybody played on Xbox, are now actually favoured on the PlayStation console by Activision, by EA.
Time to get that spear.
You know? The PlayStation exclusives are just, they're just amazing. You know, you've got games like Bloodborne, Uncharted, The Last of Us, Horizon, Zero Dawn, Until Dawn, you know. It's lots and lots of good games that, you know, you're not going to be able to play anywhere else. You can't play anywhere else. Infamous, the new Spider-Man game that's going to be coming out. Death Stranding, you know.
Let's get this over with.
One of the things I'm happy about is that as of today, as I'm recording this, there's a new firmware update coming out for PlayStation, which is going to enable external hard drive support, full external hard drive support, which will allow you to install games on external hard drives,
A
which
well-made weapon.
means I'm
Arana will
not
be
going to
happy
have
to
to
have it
have
back.
the issue of taking apart my PlayStation to upgrade the hard drive, and I'm not going to lose PT. I can keep PT forever. I can keep my PlayStation sealed, not break the seals on it. Just get a big external USB 3 hard drive, and I can download and install all the games that I own. Get everything installed, and then I'm happy. You know, I've got my whole library, and I can jump in and out of whatever game I want to play then. It's going to be great. I must admit, I've been struggling for a year, maybe even more now, when it comes to games, because it's like, I just don't have the hard drive room.
I need this.
You know, I've avoided playing some games because I can't install them, I can't play them, because I don't have the room. Games I've bought, spent money on, I haven't been able to play, like Elder Scrolls Online, because I don't have 100 gigabyte of hard drive space free to install it. But on the one hand, that's probably been a good thing, because it stopped me going crazy and just buying loads and loads of games. Which is the issue I've got, obviously, on PC with Steam.
No more time
I
to
buy no
recover.
end of games on PC, and I don't play hardly any of them, ever. There's games in my library I've never even installed. So, at least the limited amount of space on the PS4 has kind of kept me restrained and held back. Yeah, here we go, look. These are the little watchers. Some watcher corpses. And we defeated the scrapper. We've got the spear back. We can now return to the girl and her father and give them back their stick. And that's our first side quest done. And we haven't even done the proving yet. You know? Still not actually fully in the game properly, and I'm already banging out the side quests. What games have ever allowed you to do that, where you know, you're in the tutorial and you actually start doing content whilst you're still in the tutorial? That's a bit weird.
These are helpful. Bitter, though.
Picking up flowers, obviously for the medicine bag.
Never know when I might need these.
The thing is, she says that almost every time she picks items up. And I must admit, it's at the point now where I'm obviously quite a lot of hours of playtime into the game. And I'm thinking to myself, you're never going to need those items. Just look at your inventory. Look how many slots you've got being taken up by them. You're never going to use them. You're never using them. Yet every time picks one up, oh, this is going to come in handy. No, it's not. Again, most of these flowers are for like the potions and stuff. I don't tend to use them. I know people, oh, they give you resistances to different damage types, you know, that either the machines come at you with, or, you know, and that. I just don't use them. My philosophy is quite simple. Don't get hit.
Can't
You're
be
not
too
getting
prepared.
hit. You're not taking any damage. You're not going to get infected or inflicted by anything. You know. Avoid the attacks. A lot of my combat is, you know, the sneaky stealth archer. I'm taking out the enemies before we get engaged and start to dance, you know. Before, you know, we've actually officially started combat, I'm sniping them, I'm taking them out. I'm trying to do everything I can to avoid getting into an actual, you know, an actual fight. And that's strange for me because I don't normally play games that way. I normally am really bad at stealth and
Gonna need this.
being sneaky and, you know, being patient, you know, any game I've ever played I've always been pretty much the same thing. You know, I'm straight up in your face, melee, you know, always the warrior type. You know, I don't do the, you know, the sensible approach, if you like, the careful, the thought out approaches to anything. I've always found stealth mechanics in games and stealth playing to be quite boring. But in this game, I'm really loving it. I love just sitting in bushes waiting for the right moment to either throw a rock or make a whistle to pull an enemy towards me, and then just waiting
Might need that.
quite patiently for it to stroll up, and then me jump out and stab it in the freaking head, you know, with my spear and kill it. Do a critical strike on it or override it, you know. I look at my statistics in game and like my critical hit takedowns and, you know, stealth kills. It's
Oh, mother be praised.
amazing
Aloy's
how
back
high those are
with the
compared to like
spear.
normal combat and stuff.
First you send a Rana back to me, and now you've got the spear. When I first called out to you for help, I didn't even know if you'd speak to me. I'm glad you did.
Me too. I can't believe you got the spear back.
Your mother knew how to craft them. It's of exceptional make.
I'll never be the crafter she was, but she did pass along a few tricks. I'd be happy to take a look at your spear.
Thank you. It sounds like she was special. I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, because of you, I still have the spear to remember her by. You didn't have to help us, but you did. She would have admired that. Thank you, Aloy, for everything.
And it gives you and that quest actually gives you a upgrade to your spear. So there we go. That's my, if you like, first look, my introductory experience with Horizon Zero Dawn. I hope you've enjoyed these 4 videos, and I hope you'll be staying glued to my channel for future videos. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.